And we're back here at Find a Job in Germany. Welcome from Berlin, everyone. My name is Jörg, which is German for George, here at Find a Job in Germany. And together with me today is my colleague and partner,
Tammo. Welcome.
Welcome, Tammo. We want to talk about the IT job market this year. We want to talk about 2023, do a little bit of a recap, talk about what went well, what maybe did not go so well. And for you, the information is super important because we're going to talk about tech stacks and we're going to talk about the roles that people got offers through in our program. And we're also going to talk about what it means for you, for your skill set, what your experience level needs to be, and also what the German economy has to do with it. So you want to stay tuned. All right, Tammo. So let's talk about 2023. How did it go?
What was the German IT job market like in 2023? And when we talk about the job market, obviously we have to talk about the economy in general. And
Exactly.
I mean, there were a lot of bad news for 2023. Germany was in recession. What did the economist wrote?
The fallen eagle, I don't know, something like that. But and maybe depending on where you are watching German news or coverage on Germany, from which country, you may have also followed that. Deutsche Welle also did a few features on it. And yes, we did have a recession here in Germany. There was a negative growth of 0.4%. And what I like to really say, first of all, is you need to see the context in this. Germany is a industrialized country, it's a developed country. We really never have any growth rates that go beyond 2.5%, positive 2.5% anyway, and it's really stable like that, even after COVID. And you're never going to see Germany having growth rates of 6%, depending on where you are from, what you may be used to, according to your home country. And that also means that really it may sound bad, but it's been okay. And we've had a good share of people get jobs through our program. That's really the most important thing. People are getting offers, companies are hiring globally, but it depends on who you are.
Exactly. And all in all, if we speak about the job market, we could see that, yes, it was far more competitive to land a job as a tech and IT professional in Germany in 2023 than it was in 2022. In 2022, I would say, generally speaking, it was really easy for almost all tech stacks, starting from an experience level, let's say 3 years onwards. And that was the thing which changed the most. The job market for more junior profiles got more competitive this year, and it was extremely hard to land a job if you had more than or less than 5 years of relevant work experience.
Exactly. And those of you who have been following us maybe for more than 1 year now, you may know that our requirement for us to work with you and for you to board onto a program is that you have at least 3 years of experience. We market that. We are aware of that. But we also want to make sure we're not selling you any bullshit. Really important. Because if we board you on, we are also making a prognosis of what the probability of you getting calls is in the first place. And there have been people in our program now for quite some time who have gotten calls, plenty of calls in 2022, but that's really changed. And they got demotivated. They get stuck in the tech rounds, and now they didn't even get invites for first rounds anymore as much. And that's where we needed to make a cut and actually made the decision, all right, people will need to wait until this changes again.
Yeah. So next to more junior profiles, let's say 3 to 5 years, it didn't really make sense in 2023. I would say front-end guys were affected the most, unfortunately. So front-end, especially Angular market was very, very hard in 2023. But to some extent also React. I mean, in 2022, there were so many open positions for front-end guys, React. I mean, there was probably the best running tech stack in 2022, sorry. But this year for React developers, especially if you have 5-6 years of experience, and especially less, it was impossible to land a job here for an international
rarely,
guy.
Exactly. We still have those people in our program, and maybe you have already been in touch with us. We work with you as long as it takes. First, of course, we market the program to ensure that you get your offer in 2 to 3 months, but really that's an average time. And there is really smart people that just need a little bit of help, and they are really good, and they get a lucky punch also, and then you have your offer within 4 weeks essentially. Yeah. But there's also people that have been in our program for a year and they really got stuck along the technical rounds. That's normal, but it only makes sense for us to really work with you if we can get you to receive calls and interview invites in the first place.
The good news, although the economy was weaker than 2022, I would say all backend related technologies were really stable. I mean, Python backend developer, Golang guys, Java backend developer, especially with Spring Boot, Node.js guys. I mean, this job market is very stable, and that was the very, very good news. Exactly. Also, on top of that, the whole data field was going very well, like data engineers, data scientists, data analysts. It was a little bit weaker in the beginning of the year, but now things are picking up for data analysts as well. So
let's maybe briefly talk about why that is. You need to understand that roles are made by demand. They are not created by default. There needs to be a concrete demand. And that demand is in 80-90% backed by funding, some kind of investment. We're not talking about scalable startups that have just, been founded lately. We're talking about any kind of company really that is getting a mandate to prove, to create a software. They're getting, the project running. They are getting paid for it. This is typical software development cycles which need to be financed by somebody. And if companies all around the world are holding off investments, that is what it comes down to really, then this will affect the creation of jobs and accordingly also job postings being posted online. It's really that simple. And depending on what security there is or what insecurity there is in the market, companies will wait. They will hold that money off. They will maybe postpone it for a quarter or for 2 quarters. And there are certain roles that get affected very early. And I would say data analyst is one of those roles because usually a data analyst comes in, especially when it comes to the design of new products, the launch of any kind of new updates, upgrades to a software. Of course, also to do A/B testing to see how a software can be further enhanced and developed, etc. That's usually where there is a lot of money behind it too. And we also want to talk about the beginning of the year. There were some layoffs. And that means people who are here get invites first. And that's where people who are abroad just really don't have a chance. That's really hard to get through. We are past this now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very important point. And this is what you guys need to understand. All what we are talking is from your perspective, from international software developers or tech&IT professionals who are not in Germany yet, who don't have a work visa yet. I mean, of course, speaking about layoffs in Germany, the situation for the people working here is totally different. Job security, even though there were layoffs, job security is 100% for tech&IT professionals. I mean, if you lose your job here, and like I know some cases, all of them got new offers in 2, 3, 4 weeks.
That's really the good news. If somebody
could even use that layoff to, I mean, increase
their salary
and everything. So
I must say, Tammo, that when we were facing this situation in January and February, it was giving us a little bit of a sweat. But really, everybody got so many calls because they already had their permit and they were already here. It's ridiculous.
That's really, and I can't emphasize on that enough. The hard part when we speak about the job market is to get here.
Get here in the first
Once
place,
you're here, job market in tech and IT, I mean, even in times of crisis, is 100%. There are no unemployed software developers whatsoever in Germany.
That's true.
If you want to work.
If you want to work, if you can work, exactly. And this is 2023 here, everyone. We came from a very special situation. COVID had a huge impact on the way that companies were hiring, digitalization surge, and a lot of layoffs also resulted from overhiring during 2020, 2021. So 2022, we still had positive effects, and now there was this correction. The war that is happening in the Ukraine still is kind of been, I would say, digested by the market in a way. And now we're looking at different other insecurities, but in general, we're looking at a good prospective view on 2024, for which we're going to actually publish another video extra on our view of 2024.
Exactly, but let me just add one thing. We were talking about different tech stacks before, and also one important fact which we noted, or one trend which we noted, is related to the field of cloud engineers, DevOps guys, and IT security guys. So in the beginning of the year, also for DevOps, the market was getting more competitive, harder, simply because also that is a field where companies can save a lot of money. You know, DevOps guys are usually really expensive, and so companies save there first, but also there we could see the market is getting back, especially if you go in AWS. There's still a very good market, so also the chance to land a job is very good. And I would say the biggest trend this year is IT security engineers.
Interesting.
So what we could see, the tech stack or the demand for IT security really was skyrocketing in this year. If you look at the numbers, and that is due to the fact, data is getting more and more important, and also data security is getting more and more important. And this is going to be one field, speaking of 2024, if you are an IT security engineer and you want to land a job in Germany.
Anything cybersecurity related, really. Penetration testers, here you go. That's really for you. We're also going to probably feature another video on what you should be bringing to the table. We've helped a few of you guys before, so we know what we're talking about. And the response they've been getting, Tammo's right about it, has been pretty solid. And that is really what we're saying. We work with keywords. We monitor the market every 2 weeks, and we go online and we check which new postings have been made. This is how we are able to tell trends. And we're monitoring this for quite some time. And this is really what I want to share in general. It comes and goes in waves. It always has. It always will. And that also means if your stack is currently running low and it's down, it's gonna go back up.
Exactly. And so far, all the macroeconomic trends for 2024 are looking very good. And so we are expecting that things will really pick up in 2024 again.
Exactly.
We're going to do another video about that. But the outlook for 2024 is very positive, especially if you work in one of the tech stacks I mentioned before. So if you're thinking about moving to Germany, it's a good time to prepare now and maybe approach us. Watch our video training, which you find below that video.
That's the way to do it, exactly.
And maybe then we meet here in Berlin in 2024. So
yeah, we surely hope that this was useful for you. If you like this content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, of course, and then maybe talk soon, see you soon, and thanks for following. All the best, take care.
Bye-bye, ciao.